Hey guys, so today I'm making a player imports video. It's going to be on the Loop region. This is what I've been up to in RuneScape recently. I haven't played for quite a while, but I started playing against about a month ago. And I have 96 divination, trying to get the completionist cape back. So yeah, that's going to happen hopefully pretty soon. So this is what I've been up to. So in player imports, I've got about 75% of the second to last region done. So I should be getting to the next region pretty soon. As you can see right here, 75% in the new region. I have about 1,700 of that new terracotta stuff. I'm trying to upgrade my rudder at the moment. This is my crew setup, so I've got 7 of each crew member. If I were to do it again, I'd probably go for 6 and then get some other like wisps and things like that. I will also always get a one merchant at least, because it's good for story missions. And also you can do it on some good morale missions which give you a good amount of resources. I haven't got any ship upgrades. Now the reason for this is because I think the ship upgrades are way too expensive in comparison to what you can get from the crew. The crew are only 750 terracotta each, whereas the ship upgrades are like 2,000 to 3,000 each. So you can get like 3 or 4 crew members for the price of one upgrade to the ship. Although a ship upgrade is really great, I don't really think it's worth it really. I think the crew is much more important to get leveled up as soon as possible. The only upgrade to the ship I would suggest getting is the rudder. I would probably get it once you have about 4 or 5 of each new crew member, because the rudder, it's really important because the 25% increase will allow you to do extra voyages. So usually in a day you can do 2 voyages. If you get the rudder upgrade, you might be able to do 2 or 3 voyages per ship, so that's really great. So now I'm just showing you what I've done so far. So I have pretty much all the sets except for the Death Lotus hood. I have the Superior Levian, or whatever it's called, ring, which is pretty great. It reduces damage by 50%, but it only has a chance of doing that, so it's like 5% chance. I'm not sure. It might be a 1% chance, but it's still pretty decent. It's got good stats, so yeah. The upgrades that I still want to get is I want to get Rocktail Soup. I still haven't got that. I prioritise the gear over the benefits such as Rocktail Soup and things like that. Although the Levian ring is probably the best item I could think of in ports, I would say. Although some people claim that it's not so good. They say that other items are better, but I think the chance to reduce the damage by 50% is pretty good, and the stats are not too bad either. So as you can see in my voyages, I get a lot of 175 terracotta and 275 terracotta voyages. I don't generally do voyages which reward you with 125 terracotta, because it's not really worth it. Although in the beginning you do get those voyages a lot, and it's worth it at that point. I would say if you're getting voyages which give you the highest amount, so for example in the beginning you'll get a lot of 50 terracotta voyages, I would do those, but eventually you'll get better voyages like 50, then 75, then 125, then 175, and then 275. I would always do the top 2 that you can for the distance you have. So at like 50% distance in the region, you'll probably not get the 275, but you will get the 175. So I would suggest not doing the 50 or the 75, and only focusing on the 125 and the 175, if that makes sense. So only do the top 2 of the highest potential reward. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just doing the player reports now. I think I'll be finishing in this region in about 2 weeks maybe. So yeah. Anything else? Okay, for the crew, I would suggest getting 6 of each normal crew member. I've got 7, which I think might be. It's kind of a bit restrictive because some voyages, like you saw in this video earlier, I wasn't able to do some of the voyages because I was limited to only being able to use certain crew members and not having the requirements because of that. And so I would suggest getting a couple of wisps if you can. I wouldn't get the I don't know what the name is, but the speed crew member. I would probably. It's hard to say whether you should keep the ox head and horse face or the judge of dice. It's kind of hard to say, but if you're gonna keep some of the old crew members, and you want to have a wide variety then of crew members, then maybe it might be a good idea to keep the judge of dice. Although the stats are a little bit, they're not great. I mean, if you look at a normal crew member, it gives 1,500 in normal stats, in comparison to the judge of dice, which gives 450 in each one, so that's 1,350 stats overall. But you have to factor in the speed boost as well, so if it's on a good ship, then it will get a maximum of 400 speed. In my build up, because I have 7 of each crew member, I'm very limited by the speed boost of the judge of dice. So if I were to go on a mission, say I had a morale and combat mission, if I had a judge of dice, I would have 1 judge of dice, 2 of each normal crew member for morale and combat, so that would only give me 200 speed, so I'm kind of limited by that. So if you do decide to go the route of a lot of different crew members, then I would suggest getting a judge of dice, but the system I've gone by is get the most effectiveness out of the normal crew members, because they give the best stats. I regularly get 80 plus on the 1-stat voyages, so if I got a combat voyage, it usually ends up around 80-85%, which is really great, because that's pretty much, it's very unlikely to fail. On the 2-stat voyages, I usually get about 70%, so it's, it's okay, but it's not where I would want it to be. In the future, I'll be upgrading my ships, so I'm sure I'll get up to the 80% in the 2-stat voyages. The big downfall in my strategy with 7 of each crew member is that on the 3-stat voyages, I usually get about 55-60%, so that's not exactly great. And the big downfall to my setup is that if I have 7 of each and I have 1 ship going to 1-stat voyages, so for example, 1 ship's on a combat voyage, a single stat voyage, and then I have two combat crew members left. Well, actually, I have 3 crew members. I have 7 of the new single stat crew members, but I have 1 of the old from the previous region, 1 combat, 1-stat crew member, if that makes sense. So because of that, I have got 8 combat crew members, but still, if I get another combat voyage, I can't do that for another 15 hours or whatever, so that's kind of bad, but at the same time, it's okay. I mean, sometimes you get a little bit of a situation where you only get combat voyages, or you get voyages which just simply you can't meet the requirements, and that's still a problem with my setup. So you're going to find that with all setups. However, in my previous region, I used to have like 10 ox head and horse face, which I think is, it gives you a lot of options, which is good because you can use them on pretty much any 2 or 3 stat voyages. However, the problem is that you're not going to get the higher stats that you need. So like you're going to be with that ox head and horse face, like 10 of them, and like 4 judges dice. The problem with that is you're only going to get like 60% success chance. So you're kind of like you're losing about 20% success chance, but at the same time you have a lot of options. So I personally think this the new setup is a lot better. Just get a lot of different crew members. I mean, get 6 or 7 normal crew members of each. So morale, combat, and seafaring, and I think that's the best strategy. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go now. This is a video that I haven't done in a while. So anyway, thank you for watching, and see you later.